Hey, my thing may want to leave my water alone. All right, it's 5:30. Let's start. Right, I'll let other people drop in. Welcome. So for tonight's class, you are very likely going to need at least 2 blocks or something similar. And because we're going to spend a lot of time on our needs tonight, so it's be handy to have something like a blanket or a couch pillow nearby, and optional strap for tonight. And I know we haven't used this many tools for a while, so take your time to gather those tools. And once you found whatever you need, come lie down on your back into a supported bridge. Bring the heels close to your hips and slide a block or something similar underneath your sacrum. It can be the lowest height, can be the medium height. If you're going for more, you can stack 2 blocks, the lowest height together. And just rest your sacrum on the top of it. Before we start moving, just allow yourself this moment to start setting an intention for your practice today. And be careful when I say intention that, and I know that most of us have been taking a lot of classes being asked to setting an intention, but make sure that you're not mixing your intention with a goal. A goal is if you can do a certain posture or something, but intention is why and how you're going to do a posture today. Just let your shoulders drop into the ground. The gaze start shifting to a steady point on the ceiling. And perhaps let the eyelids getting heavy. And slowly let them close. And once your sense is more withdrawn, notice that if the sound of breath getting more noticeable to you. And with the help of that, see if you can start matching the length of your exhale with the inhale. And your belly might feel a little bit different than usual because of the support of the block. And adjust the height of the block based on if the sensation is positive or negative to you. If the block is providing rather than support, is giving you pain or some due to whatever, maybe low back injury or some other condition, you can slide the block away and just rest your sacrum on the ground. And whether you're on the block or not, keep your right leg bent, extend your left leg long. Rest your left heel on the mat. And let the left front hip space being open. If you left leg tend to open to the left side, see if you can flex your left foot, point your left toes toward the sky, so you're closing your left hip toward the midline. Option to stay here, option to slowly lift your left leg, keep it where it is, and lift it up to be right next to your right. You can feel your left inner thigh brushing against your right. And slowly release it down. Inhale, lift it back up. And exhale, lower it down. Inhale, rise up to the height of the right. Don't go more than that. And exhale, release your left heel down. Continue on your own with the pace of your breath. Next time when your left leg is up, option to lower your left leg back to the ground and stay there. You can also bend your left leg and grab your left ankle with your left hand and bring the top of your left foot underneath your left hip. And use your left hand, gently press at the top of your left leg and guide your left knee away from you towards the front of the room. Your right knee might have a tendency to open to the right side now. Imagine there's a block between your thigh bones right now. And drop your left knee toward the ground. It's towards not you, especially with the block. Most of us will have difficulty touching the ground with the left knee. And whenever you're ready to come out, slowly extend your left leg to the front. And bend your left leg in. When we switch side, extend your right leg forward. And same thing as the other side, if your right leg is having a tendency opening to the right side, flex your right foot, point your right toes toward the sky. And since we've been here before mostly, so if you like to add some chest opening, you can cactus your arms. It's making more space in your chest. And step into the left foot. And lift your right leg. Brush your right inner thigh against your left. Lift your right knee to the height of your left knee. And exhale, lower your right heel down toward the ground. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower your right heel down. Continue on your own. Next time when your right leg is up, option to drop it back down to the ground and stay there. Option to grab your right heel with your right hand. And use your right hand to guide the top of your right foot to be under your right hip. And use the right hand, gently press the right front hip and brush all the way to the front of room, to the knee. See if you're still capable of matching the length of your exhale with the inhale. And once you're ready to come out, slowly, carefully, extend your right leg toward the front. Bend your right leg in, lift your hips slightly up, slide the blocks away. You can roll up onto the shoulders. Still imagine there's a block that between your thigh bones for your thighs to clench on. Next, I'll release your mid back, your low back, and your tailbone down. We do it twice more. Lift your tailbone up, your sacrum, your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and bring your shoulders underneath your back. And release down gradually. One more time, hips up, low back, mid back, and come up onto the shoulders. Step firmly into soles of both feet. And press your pelvis to the sky. One more big breath. And exhale, slowly roll down. You can roll onto one side and also hug your knees in and rock back and forth. And we'll meet in table pose. Once you arrive to table pose, adjust as you need to make sure that your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. Move some cow and a cat, add any variation here. Take your time, move here with your intention. And whenever you are ready to come back to neutral, extend your left leg back. And if you have block nearby, you can bring it with you. Lift up your left heel. And because your thigh bones are not right next to each other, but still imagine that you're clenching that block in between them. Point the left toes toward the ground and stop. Pull your left heel toward the left hip bone. Let's do it once more. And if you practiced with me last week, this is no stranger to you. And pull your left heel toward the left hip bone. And press your left heel toward the sky. If you have the block nearby and if you like to keep your posture honest, you can bring the block on your sacrums. You can also bring the block on your left sole. Plugging the left knee in to the midline and press the left heel up. I'm gonna add some mini pause here. Just doing both strengthening and stretching of the left front hip. Remove the block from the sole of your left foot if you have it, and tuck your right foot. And straighten your right leg, kick your left leg toward the sky. Lower your left foot. And perhaps come into the first down dog of yours today. You can bend through one leg and another, making space in the back of your legs. Rock into high plank if you like to, and coming back to downward facing dog. Once you find stillness in your downward facing dog, step your right foot to the front. Find the blocks, bring them underneath your hands. And this is where you lay the blanket underneath your left knee. If you don't have it and you have a thin mat, you can fold your mat slightly in to double up, so your left knee is on some padding. Both hands on the highest blocks. You can also bring hands on the top of thighs. Release your left hand down, right hand up, twisting to the right. Inhale, breathe into the right fingertips. Next, revolve your ribcage toward the sky. One more deep inhale. Next, rest both hands on the thigh bones if you haven't done so yet. And just adjust the front leg and the back knee until you reach a point that you're making space of your left hip, front hip, but also hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. Option to stay here. Option to imagine there's a tennis ball behind your left knee and squeeze it by pulling your left leg in. And slowly, without a slingshot, release the left leg down. Let's do it twice more. Squeeze your left leg in. Exhale, release it down. One more time. And find the blocks. You adjust the height. Inhale, pull the chest forward. And exhale, plug your right hip back, half split. Straighten your right leg. Point your right toes toward the sky. Inhale, pull forward. And exhale, straighten your right. Pull chest forward. And exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Stay here. This time you can adjust the position of the blocks, of the height of the blocks. And melt your chest toward the right leg. And we'll connect that pulse of your back leg with this half split by pulling your left sit bone, your left heel toward the left sit bone. And continue hugging both thigh bones toward the midline. Take a deep breath in. Next, exhale, release your back knee, raise your back foot, and bend into your right leg again. And tuck your back toes, lift your back knee up. Runner's lunge. Option 2 for this transition, hands on the blocks. If you need the support, you can also bring your arms toward the back, clasp your hands with left pinky outside, and reach the clasp toward the back so you're opening even more space in your chest. And lightly step your left foot to meet with your right. And fold over the legs, reaching the clasps of hands toward the sky if you have them. And release the hands, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And through heart center. Both arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Next, side bend to the left. And this today's side bend, if you can pay a little bit extra attention to that pinky edge of the right foot. Press it down. In the side of the right foot. Just play around with shifting weight onto the foot. And come back to center. We switch sides. Right hand grab your left wrist and side bend to the right. And start playing shifting weight around that left foot. The toes, the heels, left pinky, and then arch until you reach a point that you feel like the spot that you can use a steady foundation. And come back to center and fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Next, step left and right, and into high plank. You can lower your knees down if you have wrist injuries or if you're in fatigue. Take a deep breath in. Next, bend your elbows, hugging both elbows low down to your belly. Open your arms into a T. And roll onto your right side. Step your left foot behind you. You can come up onto the fingertips of the left hand. Option to stay here. Option, you can reach your left hand toward the right. Continue. Just rest on this right side. Continue to make space in the chest and the shoulders. And come back to center. We'll onto the other side. Step your right foot behind you. Come up onto fingertips of right hand. Option to stay here, option to reach your right hand toward the left. And come back to center. Hands by the chest, push to table or high plank. We meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, rock forward into a high plank and lower the knees down into a table. You can move through one round of count and cat again. And step your right foot back. Find the block if you want to use it on this side as well. Step your right foot back and lift up your right heel, point your right toes toward the ground and hugging your left thigh bones toward the midline. Pull your right heel toward the right sit bone. Inhale, extend. And pull it back in. One more time like that. And then the other side, you can choose to bring a block onto your sacrum. You can also press your right heel toward the sky with a block on it. And even though things are quieting down, you stay still in this pose, but you're working so hard here. See if you still have space to think about the intention here. Are you mixing with the goal? Continue press the right heel toward the sky and press both thigh bones toward the midline. And once you're ready to come out, release the block. Tuck your back toes and extend your left leg and kick your right leg toward the sky and release your right foot down. Downward facing dog. Press evenly into your palms. Roll your bicep toward the front. Push your tailbones toward the sky and lower your heels toward the ground. You're ready. Step your left foot toward the front. You can spread the blanket again or fold in your mat halfway. Right hand down, left hand up, twisting to the left side. Even though your right knee is toward the back, your left knee is toward the front, you imagine you're hugging them towards each other. Inhale, reaching toward the sky through those fingertips. Next, exhale, rotate your rib cage up. Release the left hand down and climb both hands onto the blocks the tallest height or stack them on top of the left thigh. Use a gentle press of your hands to press your left thigh bone to the front of the room. It's almost like you're pulling a plant out of the soil. You're pulling your thigh bone to the front. And imagine there's a tennis ball behind your right knee, hugging both thigh bones to the midline first, and squeeze your right heel toward the sit bone, and release it down. Let's do it twice more. Inhale, squeeze your right heel in, and release it down. One more time. And find the blocks if you have them nearby. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Next, exhale, pin your left hip back, straighten your left leg, and point your left toes towards the sky. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, pull chest forward. Lower your pelvis down and forward. Next, exhale, half split. Melt your chest towards a straight leg. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Next, exhale, stay here this time. You can adjust the blocks, height, position of them. To whatever extent that gives you a steady foundation. Inhale, pull your right heel towards the right sit bone. And release the right heel down. Bend into left leg again. Tuck your right toes. Runner's lunge. Hands on the block. You can also reach your hands toward the back and clasp the hands with your right pinky finger outside. And shift weight into the left foot and lightly step your right meet with your left. And sit your hips down into your chair. Fold over the legs. Inhale, reaching high through those clasps of hands. And exhale, release both hands down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Hand to heart center, by the side, Tadasana. Give yourself a moment in this Tadasana. Shift weight around the corners of your feet. Make this Tadasana intentional. And once you're ready to come out, slowly blink open your eyes, and we'll float through some Surya Namaskar B together. And if you have other kind of salute you like to do, go for it. And if you're familiar with Surya Namaskar B, please go ahead with your own pace. Otherwise, inhale, sit into chair. Arms by the ears. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now exhale, step left and right into a high plank. Take a deep breath in high plank. Exhale, knees up or down, all the way down to your belly. Inhale, lift up your chest. You can also straighten both arms into upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your tailbones up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left arm. Spin down your right heel. Press into the pinky edge of your right foot. Hugging both thigh bones toward the midline still. Both arms by the ears. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior one. Bend into left leg. Both hands down. Step your left foot back. Move to Vinyasa, hugging both arms in. You can lower all the way down to your belly. You can also halfway pull into upward facing dog. Next exhale, push your tailbones up. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Spin down your left heel. Both arms by the ears. Rise all the way up. Press into the left pinky. And hands down. Step your right foot back. Move to Vinyasa for your option. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Give it 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. Especially if you tend to be a person who do not usually sit long with your intention. We evaluate that what you set at the beginning of the practice, if it's still a goal, or if it's an action and intention. On the bottom of the next exercise, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into chair. Rise all the way up, hand to heart center. Float 2 more rounds on your own. So you have that personal space. And I'll be quiet. Replace your vinyasa with child pose or table pose anytime you feel fatigue. Just having people do 3 rounds of traditional Surya Namaskar is definitely not my goal of this practice. So feel free to come down to whatever posture suits you during this free flow time. And even during this free flow time, see if you are actually giving yourself that quiet moment, no matter if it's in downward facing dog, a child pose, or table. Just sitting with your intention for today's practice. If it's still flowing, take your time. We all meet in Tadasana at the front of the mat. Once you arrive to the front of the mat, bring a block if you have it. It can also be a folded blanket or couch pillow. Bring it, if you have a block the narrowest way, bring it between your thigh bones. Both arms by the ears, and sit your tailbone down into a Uttanasana. Squeeze into the blocks with your thigh bones. And sway your arms toward the back until clasp your hands. And fold over the legs. Release both hands down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Raise all the way up. And to heart center. Remove the block if you have it. Shift the weight onto your right foot. And pull your left heel toward the left sit bone. And grab your left ankle with the left hand. And pull it even closer. Standing strong in your right foot. Press into your right foot so your right and left hips is still on the same level, instead of sinking into that right side. If you have the grab of the left ankle, slowly let it go and kick it toward the back. And slowly land it down. Find the blocks and help pull the chest forward. Next, straighten your right leg and bend into your left leg. Tap your left knee towards the ground. Inhale, bend the right leg. Pull the chest forward. Hugging both knees in, both thigh bones in. Straighten your right. And tap your left knee towards the ground, not to bend into the right knee. And straighten your right leg. Left knee toward the ground. Bend in the right leg again. This time, land your left hand underneath your left shoulder and right hand up toward the sky. Inhale, reaching forward through the crown of the head. Next, revolve through the spine. Lift the back of the left knee toward the sky. One more big inhale through the right fingertips. Next, release both hands down. Walk your hands to the left side, parallel your feet. Can you bring your hands onto the ground or onto the blocks for support. And use that kind of support to build a foundation that you trust with this upside down kind of. And once you reach there, option to clasp your hands with the left pinky outside and bring that clasp behind the skull and hugging your elbows towards each other in front of your face. And use the weight of your arms to help you to bring the crown of the head a little bit closer to the ground. Maybe happen or may not. Again, that's not the intention of today's practice. Not to mention it's not the goal at all. No matter you have arms behind skull or not, whatever way you'd like to, rise all the way up. And turn your right leg forward, bend your right knee, come up onto your left, the ball of your left foot. Pulse your chest up. Press your elbows toward the sky. Lower your left knee toward the ground, but also maintain a straight left leg. Release both hands, find the blocks if you have them. Bring the tallest height. Bring them to the top of your mat. Hands on the blocks. Shift weight into the right foot. And launch into Supported Warrior 3. From Supported Warrior 3, hugging your right outer hip in and hugging your left thigh bone towards the midline. And pull your right heel towards the left heel towards the left hip bone. Let the space being made at the back of your right leg. And use the strength of your left thigh to press that left heel toward the sky. And lower your left heel down to move the right foot. You can sit into a squat. And unlike a traditional yoga squat, open your knees, keep your knees together. You can hugging your knees in into a cannonball. This does not suit you. You can also come into a high squat, arms, elbows on top of thighs. Just release the tension from the back of the legs. Rise all the way up whenever you're ready. And find the block again. Bring the narrowest height between the thigh bones. Both arms up by the ears. And sit your tailbones down into Uttanasana chair pose. Make sure your knees are not passing your big toes. Reaching toward the front to the crown of the head. And the tailbones toward the back. Squeeze the thigh bones into the block. And open the arms to the side and all the way to the back. Clasp your hands with the right pinky outside. And fold over the legs. Inhale, reaching high to the clasp of hands. And exhale, release both hands. Inhale, flat back out of Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Continue squeezing into the blocks, hands to heart center. Release the block to the side. So shifting weight onto your left foot. And pull your right heel toward the right sit bone. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. Bring it a little bit closer to the sit bones. So if that's accessible, both hands grabbing the right ankle. Stay strong on the left foot. Perhaps find a steady point in front of you to focus on. Release the bind if you have it. And start slowly. Kick the right foot toward the back and land it down. Both arms up by the ears, high lunge. The hands on the blocks, toe is tight. or second height, depending on arm length. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Bending the left leg, press the back of the right leg toward the sky. Next, straighten your left leg, bend your right knee, tap the right knee towards the ground. May or may not touch. Inhale, bend the left leg, straighten your right. Next, straighten the left, bend the right knee. Last time like that. And next time you bend into your left leg, right hand down, left arm up. Reaching through the crown of the head on the inhale. Next, revolve your chest toward the sky. Continue, press the back of the right leg up. Press the right heel toward the back of room. And release both hands down. Walk yourself to the right side. Tail your feet. Use your hands on the block or on the ground to support yourself to find a steady foundation first. And after that, clasp the hands with the right pinky outside behind your skull and close your elbows toward each other in front of your face. And whenever you're ready, raise all the way up. Turn your left knee toward the front. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. And pop your chest up toward the sky. Press your elbows upward. And press the back of your right knee upward. Release both hands onto the blocks, the tallest height at the front of the mat. And start shift the weight into that left foot. Find that spot that you can evenly distribute weight onto the left foot and launch into a supported warrior 3. Press the right heel back, press the right toes toward the ground. And just as we did on our knees, pull your right heel toward the right sit bone, and then press that right heel toward the sky. Let the space be made at the back of your left leg, and use the strength of the right knee, the back of the right leg, to press it upward. And release your right foot to meet with the left. You can sit down into a squat with your knees closed in. You can also come into a high squat with your elbows resting on top of thighs. This is a good moment to re-evaluate your intention. Come all the way up. Find the block, bring between your thigh bones. You'll flow through each side one more time with a little bit add-on sit empty chair. Squeeze your thigh bones into the blocks. Open your arms toward the back. Clasp the hands with your left pinky outside. Reach toward the back, open the chest, and fold your chest toward your legs. Inhale, reach the hands toward the sky. And exhale, release the hands. Inhale, lengthen spine. Ardha Nasana. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Hand through heart center. Continue squeeze into the block. Bring the block to the front of the mat. Shift weight into your right foot. And pull your left heel into your left sit bone. Grab your left ankle with the left hand. Add on with your right hand. You can use a strap here as well with the optional strap. Option to stay here. Option to flex your left foot and kick it away from you. With it lifting up, you're open, making more space in your chest and your shoulders. And even though your left knee and your right knee are not on the same dimension right now, so imagine that there's a block in between them for you to squeeze. And release the bind if you have it. And lightly step it toward the back. Hands on the blocks. And step your left foot slightly in. Bring your left heel down. And adjust the height of the blocks. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Hugging both thigh bones towards the midline. Now exhale, fold your chest toward the right leg, pyramid pose. Option to stay in this pyramid pose. You can also rest your left hand onto the block. You can bring your right hand on your sacrum. You can also bring a block onto the sacrum as we did on our knees. Rotate your chest toward the right side. Maybe at some point you decide to reach your right arm toward the sky. No matter where you are, bend into the right leg. Walk yourself to the left side. And fold over the legs. One of the metaphors I heard recently regarding intention is it's like a seed. You plant it into the soil, you get what comes out of it. And what's different of it from the goal is, for goal, you're just waiting for the fruit. And if you're all so focused on that fruit, the things happen. Sometimes you get that fruit, you don't get. Sometimes you don't. You get disappointment, frustration. But if you practice with intention, because that seed is still there, everything coming out of seed is still there. Clasp the hands behind the skull. And press the elbows towards each other in front of the face. And rise all the way up. Bend into the right leg. Come into high lunge. Puff your chest up. Press your elbows toward the sky. Extend the arms toward the back. Clasp the hands with the left pinky outside. And reach the clasp the hands toward the ground. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And start slowly lift yourself back up. And lean your chest above your right thigh. And use a lift of the clasp. Shift weight onto your right foot. Make sure the blocks are there if you need support. Otherwise, reach up through the clasp the hands and shift weight onto the right foot. Lift up your left leg. Support your warrior 3. hugging the left thigh bone toward the midline. And step your left foot, meet with your right. And sit into a squat, a high squat, depending on what your body is calling for. And whenever you're ready, come all the way up into Tadasana for last round. Squeeze the block in between the side bones. And sit into Uttanasana chair pose. Flow your arms toward the back with your right pinky outside, clasp the hands. Fold over the legs. Raise both hands down. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. And to heart center. Release the block to the front of the mat. Shift weight onto the left foot. You can find the strap if you know you're going to need it. And pull your right heel into your right sit bone. Grab the right ankle with the right hand. Add on with the left hand. Adjust here until you reach a steady foundation on your left foot. And only then, start kick the right foot away from you. Keep hugging that right knee in. Release the bind if you have it. And lightly step your right foot back. Hands on the blocks, you can move through a high lunge. You can also directly hand on the blocks. Pull the chest forward. Next, step your right foot in, slightly in. Pin down your right heel. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Straighten both legs. Exhale, keep some mini bend in the left leg and fold over the left leg, pyramid pose. And if you'd like to add a twist in this pyramid pose as well, bring your right hand onto the block or on the ground. Perhaps bring another block on your sacrum. And turn your chest to the left side first. Make sure your sacrum is still on the same level. And then extend your left arm up. No matter where you are, bend into the left leg. And walk yourself to the right side of the mat. Parallel your feet. Hands on the blocks or on the ground. And fold over. And clasp the hands with the right pinky outside behind the skull. And raise all the way up. Bend into the left leg. Straighten your right. Puff your chest up toward the sky. Press the elbows upward. And open the arms. Clasp the hands with the right pinky outside. Reach the clasp of your hands toward the ground, dragging your chest to open. Start slowly come back up and lean your chest Feel up your left thigh. If you know you're gonna need support, make sure you have the block's tallest height at the front of the mat. Otherwise, use a lift of the hands and shift weight into the left foot. Use the back strength of the right leg. Lift into a warrior three. Point your right toes toward the ground. Press that right heel into the wall behind you. Whenever you're ready, release your right foot down, sit into a squat. Stay in the squat just for a moment. So we have two options here. Actually, you can definitely do more than this two. One is things as pose, send onto one leg. Just as we've been practicing, hugging the heel into the sit bone and grab the ankle with one hand. Raise up the other arm by the ear. You keep hugging both thigh bones towards each other. And kick the back foot up, only to the point they cannot go up anymore. Then you can start laying your chest toward the front. Another option is king dancer. Only if you have a strap nearby. Loop the strap around the front of your left foot. Just as what we did in those high lunge with elbows towards each other in front of the face. Start with your left knee by the side of the right. Keep hugging thigh bones toward each other. And walk your hands down toward the heel. Lift your heel up toward the hands. And when you reach a point that you cannot move anymore, you can also try to bend into the supporting leg. You can lift the floating leg slightly more, then straighten the supporting leg. Either one you decide to go, you can also just to come lie down to your back into early Shavasana if you like to. But if you decide to go with one of those two back bend, try one side and switch to the other side. Once you're done with both sides, come into a traditional Malasana yoga squat. Knees out, heels in, toes out. Your elbows press into your thigh bones. You can also sit your hips down and press the soles of your feet together. And hold your feet with your hands. Press your elbows into the thigh bones. Melt your chest toward the feet. Take your time to explore if you're still trying on both sides. We'll all meet in Malasana or Supta Baddha Konasana. You can stay in this Baddha Konasana seated, bound angle pose. You can also come into Supta Baddha Konasana, which is on your back, but same posture with your legs. Once you arrive in Supta Baddha Konasana, close your knees together. And come in to bring the heels, close your hips. Lift your shin up. Adjust your sacrum, your low back, so you're pulling your belly button towards the spine. And lift up the other leg. Your hands can be by the side for support. You can also open them to a T. But what we're about to do, opening them to a T might give you more support. Take a deep inhale. Breathe into your low belly, press the spine into the ground. Now exhale, lower your knees to the right side, gaze to the left shoulder, but keep your knees floating. Inhale, come back to center. Next, I'll lower your knees to the left side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale to the right. Come back to center and left side. Continue on your own. But be honest with the length of your own breathing. Match the movement with the length of your breath instead of the other way around. And next time when you're done with your left side, come back to center. And this time, tap your left foot down, but keep your left leg bent. And bring them back to center. Be right next to the right. When we switch side, right foot tap toward the ground. Keep your right leg 90 degrees bent. And bring it back up. And left side. Back up. Then tap right side down. And a couple more rounds on each side. Next time we're done with the right side, bring both feet, both knees back to center. Sorry to break it to you, this is not the end, but we're almost done. And open your left leg out, tap your left foot down, and extend your left leg out. And draw your left knee back in to meet with your right. And tap your right foot down. And push your right foot toward the front, straighten your right leg. And draw your right knee in. Let's do 2 more on each side. And one more time, tap both feet down, open the front hips, and straighten both legs. Pull your navel toward the spine and to the ground, and lower both heels down. Hug your knees into the chest, and rock side to side, back and forth, giving your back some nice massage here. You can also grab the outer side of your feet with your hands and pull your knees into your armpits into Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. You can also use this couple of breaths of time to go for any other posture you'd like to close your practice today. And once you're ready to close your practice today, sprawl out your arms, your legs, and find whatever you need for your Shavasana. It could be a blanket underneath your head, or above your pelvis area, or blocks underneath your knees. Whenever you're ready, slowly soften your gaze. Sink your body into your mat, Shavasana. If you don't have anywhere that you need to be immediately after the practice, please feel free to stay where you are. If you're ready to come out, wiggling your toes, your fingertips, gently sway your head side to side, and carefully bend into one leg and another. Roll onto one side and navigate yourself into a comfortable seat. Once you arrive at the comfortable seat, gather your hands together in front of the heart if it's a resonant gesture for you. And this is a good moment to reflect on if you have practiced with that seed of intention, or rather with that expectation of that fruit. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let everything out. And bow your head towards the heart. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.